Hello. I'm Tak Lo, managing partner here at Zeroth, and I just want to let everybody know the brochure of all the companies are at www.zeroth.ai/zo2 or in your emails. Special thanks to all our venue partners, Cyberport for hosting us for the past 3 months, The Wave, of course, for hosting us at this beautiful venue, and the partners actually that we've had for the last 3 months, SendGrid, Stripe Atlas, NVIDIA, Cooley, Google Cloud, and Amazon Web Services. All these companies have provided resources to our startups for the last 3 months, and we're very grateful for that, and the founders are actually extremely grateful for that. So ladies and gentlemen, we believe fundamentally that the singularity is coming. We believe that there is a single moment when technological progress will be faster than human progress. Now, some might say that this is the next industrial revolution. This is the greatest industrial revolution that we, mankind, have seen. And we believe that. We deeply believe that our Zeroth founders actually will unleash the power of AI so that we can actually do it, and that we will actually usher it in this new world of the singularity. And for that, I will welcome you to the Z02 community. So Z02, our second batch, has 12 companies from 8 countries and covering across 11 different industries. Over 800 hours have been hosted, and venture partners and subject matter experts have come in to help the founders over 3 months, contributing their time and energy, including Trent McConaughey, who's an expert in blockchain, Ben Gertzel, robotics, Ryota Kanai, who's CEO of Raya, an AI startup focused on human consciousness and replicating that consciousness in AI, and Tim Falls, who's a VP and focused on community development. And so for that, I want to welcome you to the first startup that we have today. And that startup we have is Marux.
Hello everyone, myself Raman Srivastava. I'm founder and CEO of Marux. We are an AI startup based out of India. So let me begin with some key facts. There are 2.8 million apps on the Android store and 2.2 million on iOS. And collectively, these apps spend billions of dollars acquiring new users. But the sad reality is, almost 70% of these users stop using the app in the first 3 days. And almost 90% stop using the app in the first 30 days. And then eventually 95% stop using the app in the first 90 days of acquisition. But the story doesn't end here. To make things worse, it costs 5 times more to acquire new users than to retain one. So our mission as a company is to solve churn for these mobile-first businesses. And to do that, we are building an AI-powered SaaS platform which has 3 key phases. In phase 1, we are helping these companies identify who is at the risk of leaving. In phase 2, we'll help them understand why these people are leaving. And eventually, in phase 3, we'll give them product and marketing actions they can take so that they can actually retain these users and maximize their lifetime value. And this overall completes the cycle of solving churn for us. Right now, we're live with phase 1 of the product, where we help companies identify the users at risk. And to do that, we integrate with their internal data sources. There are certain external data sources which we bring from our end, and these are fed into our proprietary AI engine, which produces the churn risk of all these users with over 90% accuracy. Right now, we're working with these 5 pilot customers. 5 of these are in India, 1 here in Hong Kong. The biggest one here is Nestaway, which is a home rental platform for youngsters in India. And here's the best part. Our first pilot customer, Orahi, which is a carpooling company in India, is seeing 3x improvement in churn prediction accuracy as compared to a rule-based system they were using earlier. Apart from those 5 customers we already have. We are talking to these 23 large consumer internet companies in India, and we are working towards closing them for the pilot. And they collectively represent over $500 million in annual revenue. Right now, our business model is based on the monthly active users a business has, but eventually we'll be moving to an ROI-based pricing where we charge them for the user saved or the engagement increased on top of a small subscription fee. In terms of team, apart from me, the two other founders, Sumant, he has worked with a B2B startup before this and leads product. Prateek has done an IoT startup before this and leads tech. And there are 3 AI engineers. Shivam, he is in this room. And Paras, he recently joined us from Microsoft. Apart from this full-time team, there are math and AI PhDs who are advisors to the company, and they're actively involved with the architecture of the platform. So to summarize, even a 5% reduction in churn can lead to 75% increase in profits. So let's say no to churn and start saving some users. Right now, we're raising $500,000. We already have term sheet for the first $100,000 from an investor in India. If you would like to participate in this round, please talk to us. Thanks so much.
And next up, we have Fano Labs.
Hi, everyone. So thanks for coming over. It's a pleasure being around here and introduce our company. It's my first time being in the Wave, and I think it's a great place, and I hope you'll equally like it. So my name is Miles, and I'm here to present our company, Fano Labs. Our former name was actually called Ecosys. So that's what Tech showed in the earlier slides. So what we do, very simple. So whenever you make a phone call to banks, let's say HSBC or some telecom companies, before somebody answers a phone call, there's a recording that says, your call may be recorded. That is something you know. But what you do not know is there are actually people listening to these recordings. And who are these people? These people are called the managers of the call centers. And pretty much every manager has to do it. Why? For compliance issues, for quality control issues, and also sometimes just about your customer service agents or the image of a customer. If the image of a company, you don't want them to screw up for you. So how much do you time to spend on it? Your managers spend like 30%, 20 to 30% of the time listening to the recordings and conduct quality assurance. And the best they can do is 2 to 3% of the total phone calls. That's the amount they can analyze at most. And that's massively expensive because you're talking about the manager time already. What we do, very simple. We deploy our AI system into our client system. We say, we're going to process every single recording for you. And on top of that, I'm going to tell you what are the calls that are suspicious, that might have a problem, that you may want to refer to. And at the same time, I'll tell you what are your customers talking about, or what kind of questions are you asking about, and are they generally happy about your services? If not, what are they? What are the places where you can improve yourself? This is a very solid step into the billion-dollar call center business. And of course, for us, we build software, so we are definitely a SaaS model business. Nothing to talk much about that. You might ask me, of course, right? It's a lot of companies in the industry that say, we are doing speech technologies, NLP, kind of fancy. What are we different? Very simple. We are very focused on Chinese dialects. That's a very undervalued market. Here are things that you probably don't know. We have a client in Hong Kong, like a few hundred call center people, right in Hong Kong. It's very expensive. And we run through their data. Over 90% of the phone calls were actually in Cantonese. But guess what? There are not so many good companies in the market that can do Cantonese very well for these purposes. We also have a client in Sichuan that's even bigger. They have a 2,000 people call center. We run through the data. You would assume that actually it's in China, right? It should be in Mandarin. No, over 80% of the phone calls were in Sichuanese. Nobody knows about it. If you go in there and say, I'm going to sell you a Mandarin speech recognition engine, it doesn't work at all, not at all. But that's what we do, and that's what we do best. And of course, because we are an AI company, the way for us to stay ahead of everything is the data, all right? The more data we have, the better algorithm we can crank, the better the models we can train, and the more domain intelligence we can collect. And of course, oftentimes people just ask you, hey, you know what? You have data, how do you use it? Do you have the people to use it? Well, yeah. We have some of the best talents in the market, and we are deeply rooted in academia. So put it this way. In this part of the world, you name the best speech recognition experts or natural language experts. I can make a phone call right away. I can find the professors. I can find all the students right away. Hiring the talents, technical talents, not so much a problem for us. And of course, academically, we are a Hong Kong U spin-off. We are back to the Hong Kong Science Park. There's our proud CEO over there. And also, we're back to the Hong Kong government by various rich government grants. And by the way, we are not raising, probably the only one we're not raising money. We're already closed, sorry. But we're looking for business partners. If you're willing to work with us to do something further, maybe build a unicorn, talk to me. It's a pleasure. Thanks, Tech, for the awesome 3 months. Thanks to my cohort, and thanks for everyone coming in. It's a pleasure.
And next up, we have FanFit.
Hi, I'm Keith, CEO of FanFit, and we want to reward you for being healthy. One of my fondest memories was my time at Nike, and yes, that is Nike CEO Mark Parker. And at Nike, they gave me the Feel Band and these awesome shoes that track your speed, your jump, all this crazy data. But even with Nike's branding and storytelling and LeBron James, as much as I liked the product, I stopped using it after 3 months. Turns out I'm not the only one. 50% of wearable users stop using a device after 3 months. That's probably why I stopped making the Feel Band. Fast forward to today, I find myself and a bunch of middle-aged guys hunting down Pokemons at Victoria Park. And I'm looking at my watch, how many more kilometers before my egg hatches? That's when I realized games make data meaningful. At FanFit, we're making an SDK so game developers can easily drop this SDK into their game and reward gamers for their healthy data. Over the last 3 months, we've integrated our SDK with 4 different games, powering over 20 million push-ups and 100 million steps, and customers love it. And I'm excited to announce we've partnered with Animoca Brands to integrate our SDK in over 200 games and access to 500 million gamers. So how do we make money? We help wearable and IoT companies fix their retention problem. So let's take the Misfit Vapor smartwatch, which is launching this month. They pay us money to integrate with Candy Crush. If you wear the Vapor and take 7,000 steps for 7 days, you get 7 lives. And what we've learned in the last 3 months is that players cheat. They put their Vapor on a dog, they put it on a fan, and keep swinging. So we're going to use AI to flag these cheating behaviors. But more importantly, at the end of the day, we want people to get fitter. So we use AI to dynamically change these challenges to actually make you fitter. We just closed the seed round, and I'm happy to say we have Yasu of Animoca Brands, which is a top 50 game publisher in the world. And we also have Sunny Vu, the CTO of Fossil Watch Group, and the founder of Misfit. We're a team of experienced game and app developers. In aggregate, our team have been responsible for over 4 million downloads. At our core, we're gamers. We're looking for partners and customers. Wearable and IoT companies that want to increase their retention. Insurance companies that want their clients to be healthier. And governments that want their citizens to do more healthy things. If you want to join me in making the world a healthier place, please drop me an email. Thank you.
And next up, we have Foxy.
So hello everyone. Hello. Cool. So my name is Jim, CEO founder of Foxy. We are the world's first interest-based chat platform across all of major messaging apps and powered by AI. So back to the past, how people are spending into the internet has been changed. 1991, web interface by PC. 2008, smartphone or mobile apps. So what's happening now? 85% of millennials, they are spending messaging apps more than others. And then they are looking for new type of connection in a conversational interface. However, the current messenger apps cannot connect new people based on interest and topic. So how can we solve it? And how you guys can solve it? We start to build the interest graph across all of messenger platform. So we are the Foxy. We use AI to connect people with similar interests across multiple messenger platforms. So let's start to use it, okay? And you don't need to download the app anymore. You just need to open up your favorite messenger apps and send it to message to Foxy. You have already installed it. And then, here's the steps. You can set up your profile with unique interest. Based on that, Foxy can provide the personalized introduction to you. Upon chatting with somebody, Foxy can facilitate conversation with a relevant topic. The more you use it, the more Foxy understands who you are. Traction so far, 500,000 users growing 46% month over month. 1 million interaction and 4 million conversation, crazy, growing 286% month over month. So we start to combine interaction and the conversational data with users' profile, bring us a very unique position in the market. We just got the exclusive partnership with the Viber platform. They are the only one thinking about monetization, and then we are the only one working on with them. So collaborating with them directly brings us the next big journey. One of the examples is working with Google. Based on users' profile and interests, we can provide the contextualized ad to our users via our platform. And then one of our pilot is FC Barcelona. Everybody knows. This is like a personal communication space, like a messenger. We have already promised higher conversion, 46%, with the new way of the engage with the fan for the brand awareness. This is the team. I am CEO, growth, full stack engineer, designer, creative, machine learning, data scientist. We are the data-driven growth hacking team. Now we are raising 1.5 million US dollars. So please join our journey and let's make the impact together. The better introduction with better engagement for the right connection. My name is Jim. I love to make the new connection with everyone today. So thank you so much.
Fantastic. And next up, we have Labratic.
Hi, I'm Toyo. I'm CEO of Labratic. We are a Tokyo-based startup. What we are trying to do is enhancing teamwork with the latest technology. And nowadays, a variety of work styles such as remote working and freelancing have been practiced by many people, professional people, and they don't even go to the office. Instead, they work from their home, nearby cafe, or co-working spaces, and anywhere they like. As a result, the workforce now is really distributed. In distributed workplace, each team members work in different time, schedule, and places. And most of the case, people don't see each other. So knowing and understanding the team's condition, including each member's emotional aspects, will be very difficult. So how do you manage your distributed team? What's the best and easiest way to understand your team and make its productivity better without taking extra time? What we came up as a solution is using SmartBot for team engagement analytics. That's an easy, automatic, and real-time solution. This is our product called A, A works on Slack, which is the most popular business chat, as you may know. And then A analyzes chat conversations on Slack via natural language processing and makes your team's engagement visible. The main features of A is visualizing connection, emotion, and action of your team. This is a UI of A. On one dashboard, you can check your team's emotional transition, like daily, weekly, and monthly basis. And you can also see your team's members' individual sentiment based on the chat conversation. You can also see the amount of communication that your team have, and the information that you want to stock or share with your team will be on this dashboard as well. We released a closed beta version of A like 8 months ago. We are now on beta. We have 700 companies to use, including Japanese national clients such as Ricoh and Recruit. The global market of human resources is very huge, but our focus will be the workforce management, which is worth $4 billion in 2016. Now, A works on Slack, but it will be working on many other platforms such as Facebook Workplace and Microsoft Teams. We have 4 of us in our team. I used to work for Google, and I got this idea when I was working out there. And the other 3 members have more than 20 years of a professional experience in engineering, design, and marketing. We also have supportive angel investors and advisors. And so far, we have raised $300,000, but for the next round, we want to try to raise $1 million to expand our business. Finally, our vision is dynamically drive human creativity, especially by changing the way people work. If you are interested in our vision, our service, we love to talk to you later. So we are Laboratic. Thank you so much.
Great. Next up, we have H3O.
Pretty awesome startups, right? Hey, I'm Keegan, co-founder and CEO of H3O. We create virtual sales reps with human personalities. Every company struggles with engagement and conversion. And you see around you every day, with Google and Amazon pushing you display ads that's ineffective. As we see here, the Washington Post just pushed a pretty timely dog Halloween mask that's inappropriate and impersonal. If you just talk to the woman, you realize her dog just passed away. Now, existing technologies deliver ads that's non-engaging, depersonalized, and transactional. Ads don't convert. No wonder Google display ad is around 0.89% conversion rate. But you know what does convert? Human interactions. And the companies who deliver the best customer experiences win. Think about your last trip to the Apple store. Jennifer or Mike was always there, so excited to meet you, talk to you, get to know you. You never feel like you're being sold to. But to deliver this delightful experience, Apple employs around 60,000 sales staff across the globe. Human interactions convert, but do not scale. What if you could deliver a personal interaction at scale? And that's exactly what we do at H3O. Our virtual sales reps deliver one-to-one engagement at scale. So we're going to talk about 3 cases today. The first one, a telecom customer. They wanted to make the customer service experience fun. As we can all attest here, it's not an easy feat. To target the millennials, we gamify this experience. And so here, we create a virtual customer service rep, Auntie T. And she haggles with you through voice notes. She sends you a few selfies to communicate the key message that this customer, our T-Star has the cheapest phone plan. It works like this. If I click this voice note, so she just said, hey, handsome, what are you looking for today? And if I'm a lady, she'll say, hey, beautiful. So this is powered by our AI personality engine, who understands consumer preferences and intent and deploy the right personalities to make this interaction and engagement lively. We're currently focused on Facebook Messenger, and we have a Chinese NLP engine trained with 50 million conversations. We'll be deploying to Line and WeChat in the next quarter. Did it work? Absolutely. We helped T-Star achieve 400% increase in stickiness. Each user exchanged around 20 messages with Auntie T. That's compared to an image average of 5 messages. And we reached 50,000 engagements in just 3 days. We also helped Vogue bring their annual fashion event to life by introducing 3 virtual ambassadors, Miss M, SG. And they each tell the Vogue story a little differently, through stickers, catchphrases, and even emojis. We achieved 1.74 million impressions and increased event conversion by 150%, all within 1 week. Now, beyond engagement, we've proven conversion. We helped a pharmaceutical customer to promote health awareness and health prevention. We co-created Jane, a virtual sales rep. So think of Jane as your virtual companion. The way she sells is through 3 steps: introduction, engagement, and conversion. So she introduces herself with a little backstory. She engages with you by asking about your day. You can talk to her about anything. Our users have shared pretty intimate details about their lives. And ultimately, when the time is right, she invites you to support the cause by purchasing a souvenir. The conversion results were staggering. We reached 16% sales conversion. So this is around 7 times the industry average for e-commerce. And here's the kicker. Jane was talking to 500 users at the very same time. So just imagine the potential there. Personality makes transactional experiences personal. And that's what we're doing. It's been a pretty crazy 3 months with Zeroth. We've worked with these great customers, and we're now proud partners with Ogilvy, McCann, and J.W. Thompson. We'll be serving 12 more clients in Q1 of 2018. And our land and expand strategy has been working. 80% of our customers have committed to a subscription model as we roll it out. We're projecting $800,000 USD in revenue by the end of 2018. I'm here with an amazing group. We're from Harvard, Cambridge, National University, and McGill. And we've worked at venture-backed and public companies in social, advertising, and management consulting. We're raising $500,000 USD to expand our tech team. We'll be making 4 key hires and expand into Japan as well as China. So we believe that the technology here the potential is immense. We serve clients in pharma, e-commerce, telco, banking, insurance. And these are industries where people want to communicate with the companies online. And we can help them do that at scale. I'd love to talk to you more. My name is Keegan. Thank you.
Hi, hello. My name is Wei Jian. I'm the CEO and co-founder. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Achimo. Achimo is the best platform for discovering cutting-edge AI research. AI research is very hard, and it's primarily for 3 reasons. The first one is very hard to find relevant and interesting papers because there are too many papers coming out every day. The second one is very hard to link ideas that I have read and understand. The third one is very hard to manage a collection of papers that are relevant to my own research. So our vision is to make AI research more accessible to everyone. Through research, we saw some technical insights that we believe can change the future of research. So the first piece of technical insight is we can link data that has no structure within. This is extremely powerful for paper has no citations. For example, a paper just published. I have no idea how important this paper is, but using our algorithm, we can have a qualitative understanding of the importance of the new paper. Built on to this new network, we have a powerful ranking algorithm, and we learn from user feedback to enhance the search results. Just to give you an example, so this is a search query on TSNE, a very popular machine learning algorithm. On the right-hand side is from Google Scholar. On the left-hand side is by Atimo. So you can see the result is very similar, but we also highlight new papers, which is usually ignored by Google Scholar. Another example, if you do a search query on machine learning and just finding the new papers on Google Scholar, it won't have understanding of how good those papers are. But in Atimo, you can have a good understanding the training papers, which are important and also new. Another piece of technical insight is we design a revolutionary user interface, which combines the traditional search list with a visualization. The power of this is for researchers, it's good to understand the most important papers and how those papers connected to relate to other papers. So this is also a demo from Atimo. You can see different view of the same paper. So on the graph, on the visualization, you can see how the paper relate to other papers. We also extracted the subject type from the paper, so you can have understanding of the paper before actually reading it. We have indexed over 30,000 papers, and our prototype is already live. Our beta version is coming out very soon. Our goal is to bring research insight to everyone, not just researchers. How we can do that is to extract more important information from the papers by summarization. By doing that, we actually expand the entire research market, which we believe is actually the future of research, i.e. research is not just for someone working in academia, but for everyone. We have a very strong team, so including 3 PhD students currently working at University of Manchester, and 1 student have a master's degree at University of Oxford. Our advisor team is also world-class. My PhD supervisor, who is also the company advisor, is the president of SIAM, and also a fellow of Royal Society. Another advisor is a former lecturer at University of Manchester and currently working at Jingdong. So we raised 100K to support a research-focused team working in London. Thank you very much for your attention. So I'm Wei Jian, that's Jonathan, so feel free to talk to us afterwards. Thank you very much.
And then Tech introduces Scry. Boom, Scry.
Hello. So look at the camera? Okay. Hi, my name is Justin, CEO and co-founder of Scry. 80% of Americans turn to expert opinion when they want to know what's going to happen in the future. If they want to know if manufacturing is going to rise next year or if ICOs are going to continue to be hot, they look up an expert or they hire a team of experts to tell them what to think. Together, the collective demand powers a whole spectrum of industries worth over $300 billion US. But there's inklings of change at the top end. You have little startups, very data-driven, popping up here and there, like these guys, Fiscal Note. What they do is they mine all the publicly available data of congressmen and representatives in the US Congress, and they make predictions on how these people are going to vote in terms of US government policy. And the big boys, like Microsoft and Toyotas, pay them the big bucks to do so. So why is that? Well, I think there's increasing cognizance of that experts aren't really actually that good at predicting the future. In fact, their historical accuracy is only about 50%. And this is reflected subconsciously in us, in the number of people in 2017 who still believe in astrology and feng shui and even in psychic animals. And why is that? Right? It's because experts are just human beings like the rest of us. We have very low levels of what we call actively open-minded thinking. We are ideologically entrenched. We avoid conflicting information, we like to confirm our biases, and stay within our own echo chambers. Essentially, we are very, very poor aggregators of available information. In contrast, people with high AOT seek out opposing views, and they're very good at synthesizing these views together to form a very coherent worldview. In fact, if you take a naturally curious individual of above average intelligence and train them how to increase their AOT, what you get is a fantastic predictor of the future. But hey, don't take my word for it, take the CIA's word for it. They and other intelligence agencies in the States ran a 5-year forecasting tournament in geopolitics. And what they found was that individuals with high AOT beat everyone else. They wiped the field, all 20,000 of them, including their own intelligence analysts, by a margin of over 30%. And you might think, well, it's just a fluke, right? Law of large numbers, some of them will definitely be better than the rest. But this is not the case. They did not regress to mean. In fact, as time went on, they increased their lead over the rest as they practiced more and more. And this is what we're doing with Scry. Scry is building a two-sided market. First, we're going to find and teach people how to increase their AOT based on a diverse range of questions that are based on themselves on real-world events. Next, we're going to use ML to aggregate and weigh the collective responses as they learn and power industries around the world with their predictions. And so because I get this a lot, why not just go for a niche, right? Why not just go for where the money is in finance? Well, first of all, I don't think our user base would have a lot of fun answering questions about economics day in, day out. Secondly, let me just give you an example of the power of a single question, like if the Singapore GP will be renewed for 2018. At once you can see it will affect a huge range of industries, from hospitality, events, and transport. If you had forewarning of if it will be renewed, you'll be able to confidently block off these dates and mark them up, instead of adopting a wait-and-see approach. Or if you're in construction, right, you'll be able to put down orders for very long lead time items like new vehicles, if you knew that the contract for putting up the temporary structures around the Grand Prix area will be up again next year. So, we have identified a market that is hitherto underserved by the incumbents, either by the new players or the old dinosaurs in this space. They are individual managers and SMB owners. These people, like I said, are the soft underbelly of the market. They have very little intelligence of what the future holds, and what little they have is coming from the grapevine, rumors, hearsay, and publications in the public domain. Based on our own market research, we know that over half of these people would jump at a chance to subscribe to a service, any service, that is at least 80% accurate. So, sounds like a plan, right? What about other people in this space? So, as I alluded to earlier, everyone is looking at the top end of the space, and no one really is looking at the bottom end. But versus other prediction engines, Scry has far greater growth. We have grown our supply side 5 times over the last 3 months and have 81% greater community engagement. And our plan is to keep growing and attain more mass to feed our prediction engine because, as all of you know, data is king when it comes to ML. The team that is making this possible consists of myself and Jia Huang, my co-founder. We both graduated from top universities, at the top of top universities in Australia. Myself with a Master's of IT Management, and Jia Huang with a Master's of Strategic Marketing. Skills and disciplines, I'm sure you can see, would hold significant value in our project. Behind us, we have 4 full-time developers and designers who are extremely driven to help this project succeed. We are looking for $850,000 to accelerate our acquisition of new users and to expand our technical team. Thank you for listening to me, and I hope to be able to speak to you later.
In 20 years' time, do you really believe we will build applications by writing code? Right now, software development is entirely manual, driven by human developers. It is slow, It is error-prone and very expensive because human developers are scarce and highly paid. But the alternatives are not much better. Off-the-shelf products are not adaptable. With outsourcing, quality and long-term reliability are questionable, and low-code solutions for enterprises are expensive, have limited options, and offer poor UX. A typical small-scale development project lasts 3 to 6 months, needs a team of 5 to 10 people, and has a project cost of $100,000 or more. Enterprise software projects typically have a budget between $1 and $10 million. But more than 50% of all software projects go over time and budget, and more than 20% of them fail outright and are never completed. It's a massive problem. The obvious solution to all of this is to automate software development with an AI that writes code and manages our technical systems. And this is Automorph. We provide a model-driven solution to building, deploying, and maintaining software. Our AI is based on the semantic hypergraph of our programming language Morph we developed. Together with our application framework CSAM and our platform as a service solution ClusterSquare, this enables us to build, deploy, and maintain SaaS applications. But not just that. For example, this presentation is actually a web page created with Automorph technology. The first product we created with Automorph is BitView, a cryptocurrency accounting system allowing you to track wallets and payees, annotating payments, and managing standing orders. It combines a modern one-page web app with several backend services and integrates the Bitcoin and Ethereum blockchains. Specifying the system took only 3 days, and building and deploying it with Automorph is managed in minutes. Right now we're working on extending Automorph with more capabilities and build SaaS products with it to test the technology and provide case studies and create an ecosystem of tools and services. Our marginal cost of building an application is 0. So we can easily cut development times and cost by more than 90%. With that, manual development will be unable to compete. But in the future, we're not limited to apps. Automorph can model, power, and automate any kind of technology-related work. The marginal cost of any automated task is 0. Execution time and cost can be cut by more than 90%, and so any manual work will be unable to compete. My name is Frederic. I'm the founder of Automorph. I've been looking at this problem and studying programming language implementations for more than 3 years before starting Automorph. I've also ran a DevTools startup, Kozo, a cybersecurity startup, Router, and a marketing agency with more than $500,000 in annual revenue. I also have a master's in theoretical physics from Imperial College London. Our advisory team is world-class. Daniel Saito was the first employee at MySQL in the APAC region and is one of the leading cryptocurrency investors in Japan. And Antoine Blondeau is the founder and chairman of Sentient Technologies and the co-inventor of the technology that ultimately became Siri. We are preparing an ICO in 9 months' time. Token holders will be able to use the token to buy services on our platform, and service providers can earn tokens by offering their services and integrating with us. The end game of all of this is to create an automated AI-driven service platform to automate all kinds of tasks using AI and robotics driven by Automorph. For this, we're now raising a round of $600,000 to extend our technology and prepare the ICO. My name is Frederic. This is Automorph, and I'd love to talk to you later. Thank you.
Okay, next up we have Smart Peep.
Hello, I'm Ying Wei from Smart Peep. We are a medtech company based in Singapore. Fall is a big issue. Every year, more than 600,000 people die from falls, and 37 million people injured. Last year, people spent $1.12 trillion on fall treatment. And in the world, people above 60 years old are at the highest risk of fall. when an elderly person falls, she could suffer from hip fractures and head trauma. What is worse? She could go unconscious and unattended for hours, even days. If this elderly person could be saved within the first 2 hours, her life could be saved. At Smart Peep, we bring together AI and human care to save lives. We leverage off-the-shelf cameras to capture videos, and using our AI to analyze the videos in real time. When a fall is detected, our system will notify the nurses immediately. Here's a demo. When an elderly person falls and detected by our AI, caregivers or nurses will receive mobile notifications, and they will be able to respond immediately. And in the apps, the recordings is really helpful. It will help the doctor to provide a more personalized treatments and diagnosis. To train our AI, we collect 4 videos from research dataset and YouTube. But that's not enough. We are looking for more falling scenes to train our AI. In order to get this data without hurting people intentionally, we hire horror movie lovers to extract 700 falling scenes from the Walking Dead TV series, season 1 to 7. And with our deep learning algorithm, we're able to achieve 91.75% accuracy on the data set. Okay, fall detection is just our first step. We have a bigger mission. Fall prevention. We want to be able to prevent fall by detecting the symptoms of fall. Here's one application. We want to monitor patients at high falling risk on the bed. That is very useful, especially at night. So when the patient shows signs of coming out of bed, our AI system will notify the nurses immediately so that the nurses can go and assist these patients or tell him to wait through the speakers beside his bed so that the patients would wait for assistance. And with our AI in place, we could help the hospitals to save a fall case that could lead up to $1 million liability. In the last 3 months, we have closed 6 partnership deals with 2 hospitals, 2 elderly care centers, 2 malls, and a clinic. We are putting up more than 100 cameras to monitor 250 patients and seniors. By next year, April, we'll be gathering 350,000 hours of videos. And by the time, we'll be ready to deploy our system. In the first 3 years, we'll be targeting hospitals and elderly care centers. We are selling one-time costs for hardware and a recurring maintenance fees. With an estimated of 20 sales, we are able to make $600,000 for the first year. And next, when the technology is ready, we want to enter the consumer market. And that's also when I would like to get one for my mother and my grandfather. We are aiming $7.9 billion healthcare market in the next 5 years. And we have a great team to do this. Our CEO, Dr. Lim, is an AI and machine learning specialist who was a researcher at Microsoft Research Asia. Dr. Tan Chun Wei is a PhD at computer science. He was previously a deputy dean in UCSI University. He quit his job to join us. Our CTO, Yu Shu, is a very experienced cybersecurity expert, previously worked in Avira. And our chief architect, Keng Hui, he ran his own CCTV business in Malaysia. And I'm an experienced product sales and marketing person who previously helped many tech companies to increase their customer engagement and retention. And we are backed by very amazing advisors, a computer vision specialist, and 2 medical doctors. We are raising $500,000 for the next 18 months to deliver a functional product and getting 20 paying customers on board. I'm Ying Wei from Smart Peep. We use AI to save lives. Thank you.
And next up, we have Dish.
Good evening, everyone. My name's Kishan, co-founder and CEO of Bangalore-based Dishk. So imagine last night, two friends, John and Jane, go for a meal. They both order exactly the same burger. But taste is personal, as we all know. It's as unique as your fingerprint. And John loved the burger, and Jane really didn't. These kind of situations are presenting the restaurant industry with a big problem. Last year in the US alone, $80 billion of dissatisfying meals were served to consumers. And 70% of first-time customers never return to restaurants. And new restaurants closed their doors, 60% of them, within 3 years. But if our technology had been in place at that meal last night for John and Jane, she wouldn't have had the burger, she would have had a slice of pizza and walked away happy. That's because we understand taste. Not only do we do that, we can predict it and model it. And we do this using food science. It's our unique approach. And it comes in the form of a recommendation API. Now, taste is very complex. There are many factors that go into influencing it. First of all, your biology, and for example, the taste buds on your tongue. Next is your mood or emotional state, how you're feeling. Another factor that's important is your life experience, your ethnicity, and where you grew up. There are many more factors as well. Now let's look at leaders in personalization and recommendation like Netflix and Spotify. If Spotify recommends you a track and you don't like what you're hearing, you can simply hit skip. No consequence. But if you get the wrong recommendation in food, you end up having a meal like this. And we all know how that feels. So we've come up with that bespoke approach based upon food science research, and the results show that it clearly works, with consumers taking one of our recommendations three times more likely to have a positive food experience as compared to typical recommendation. And we do this because we have a comprehensive dish database behind the technology, with up to 26 attributes per dish, including cooking style, taste, texture, and dominant ingredient. We think we know more about a dish than anyone else. And not only are we going deep on the data, but we go wide. We're going to have 1 million dishes in our database by the end of the year. We also understand the relationship between different ingredients and how they impact taste. And then we take all of the things that I just mentioned and combine that with our customers' anonymized user data that allows us to drive those personalized recommendations. And this is our technology in action with one of our customers. It's an Indian online restaurant, and you can see that they've used our recommendation API to create that recommended tab showing personalized recommendations. We're already powering more than 450,000 recommendations across our customers, and in just 30 days' time, that's going to be 12 million recommendations per month. Of course, we need to show the technology works, and it really does. 11% already, and it's only version 1 of the algorithm in incremental revenue. And when I tell you that the fact that this is not only version 1, but the fact that the average restaurant in the US makes just 3 to 5% profit margin, you can see how important a partner we are for these guys. Right now, we have our personalized recommendation API already available. Next, we're working on an intelligent menu product that can help restaurants evolve their menu by predictively selecting dishes that are going to be successful and sell well. And the next thing we're going to do is also work with technology partners who provide interesting products in the industry. For example, there's a company that allows its users to order food via Amazon Alexa, and we're going to integrate with them. And so you'll be able to ask Alexa for a personalized recommendation. So myself and my co-founder, Sai, we've both worked in large, successful food tech companies, and we've seen the problem that these businesses face firsthand. We saw the pain from other industries where, for example, in travel, dating, fashion, and e-commerce, personalized recommendations are driving great user experiences. But there's nothing going on in the food industry. And why not? It's the most frequent and personal purchase that you probably make online. So if your mouth's watering, then why not back us? We're raising $500,000 to expand our technology team and accelerate the roadmap. And in 18 months' time, we're going to be doing annual revenue of around $1 million. I'd like to thank you for your time today. Please come and talk to us afterwards.
And next up, we have Emotics.
Last up, so nearly there, guys. All right, hey everybody, my name is Ray and I am the CEO of Emotix. We are a Hong Kong-based regulatory and technology company. And yeah, strap yourselves in because we're going to be talking about something incredibly boring. True. Precisely because it's so boring, it represents a really serious market opportunity, and that is compliance training. So, I'm sure some of you guys have been in finance and you've experienced the horror that is compliance training. Content is really tedious, it's incredibly boring, everybody puts it off as long as they can, and when it comes time to do it, they game the system any way they can. So, that involves clicking through it really quickly and then guessing those answers till you get it right, turning on a video and wandering off, grabbing a cup of coffee, and hopefully it's all done when you come back. Emailing the answers around the office so everybody gets the same results. And getting those junior staff members or interns to log in and do it for everyone. So, bit of a problem. Nobody's actually learning what they should learn when it comes to compliance. And the numbers are huge. Banks, financial institutions are throwing money at their compliance departments, but it doesn't seem to be working because they're still getting billions and billions in fines every year. 320 billion since the financial crisis, and it keeps on happening. So something's wrong. How do we solve this? So we operate as an analytics layer that plugs in on top of the learning management system that's used to deliver that training content. So we analyze all the user behavior while they're doing the training. So we can tell if they've got the right tab, the right window open, if they try to hide it on another screen. And then we use webcams for identity verification through facial recognition, and we do micro-expression analysis. So we can tell how emotionally engaged, or more to the point, disengaged people are with all of that training. It operates as a background process, so the end users only need to authorize it once, and then we're capturing all their data. So we can really quickly scale out to tens of thousands of users without having to onboard them or train them in using our platform. It's just the compliance managers that need to log in and use our dashboard to run reports in there. So, you're a compliance manager, you can log in here and you can evaluate the effectiveness of all of your compliance training. You can take a look at all of those courses, whether that's internally generated content or a lot of the content that's purchased from third-party providers, which is really expensive. Right now, they have no objective data as to how good or bad any of it is. So we provide all that to them. You can also drill down by seniority level, role, division, department, and geographic location. So you can start to see how the compliance training is actually working across those. An example there would be if you wanted to look at your anti-money laundering, you could take Hong Kong versus Singapore and really quickly see if there's some major discrepancies there. If there is, then it's time to intervene before you get another $1 billion fine. So we're targeting the 5 major learning management systems to integrate with them, and that allows us to capture 40% of the corporate market globally. Our team is very experienced in enterprise software. Myself, I started life as an accountant, but got out while I could. Last company that I co-founded is currently doing $2 million annual recurring revenue. Phil, graduate from the University of Waterloo, he was on the founding team of a financial analytics company selling to hedge funds. Hedge Fund Magazine named them most innovative solution in 2015 and 2016 before they were acquired in 2016 then. Darren, as a former Deloitte man, he's now a digital transformation expert. And Ryan is a Stanford grad who spent 7 years in the Valley, 7 years here building enterprise software for logistics and financial services. So we kind of know what we're doing. Market opportunity here is really significant. RegTech, as I'm sure many of you know, is really hot right now. And it's projected to grow to about 120 billion. Emotion detection is going to be ubiquitous 2 years from now. All the car manufacturers starting to put it in here. Display ads are doing it. I mean, it's just going to be a common part of life. And of course, e-learning is expanding. Traction so far? Well, so we have successfully completed a proof of concept with AIA, where we analyzed over 300 training sessions with them, and we're now working on a wider rollout. We're going to be doing a proof of concept in the new year with a major European regulator, but you'll have to guess who that is. Other achievements, so we won SeedStars World in Hong Kong. We're named Best Startup in Hong Kong. We'll be representing Hong Kong and Switzerland in the new year against 75 other countries. And we're just back from Frankfurt, where we spent a week there in a program run by KPMG, where they picked 8 global fintechs and dropped us in, introduced us to all the banks, regulators, European Central Bank, that kind of thing. Our pipeline, this is just a sample of some of the guys we're talking to about proof of concepts right now. with PwC and KPMG, we're talking to those guys about sales and implementation partnerships as well. This pipeline is Hong Kong, Singapore, Frankfurt, and London. So we're raising $1 million right now to help us with those integrations that we need to get done and to continue nurturing and growing that pipeline to get those deals across the line. So, in summation, compliance, it's a lot like cybersecurity if you think about it. I mean, there's never going to be one solution that solves all the problems. And as soon as you fix one thing, another one pops up. But we're definitely in there. We're part of a suite of solutions that integrates with other regtechs that will dramatically reduce the instances of breaches of compliance. If you can get in early, train those people properly, and you can really start to see those savings as you go along. So we're Emotix. We're helping make companies more compliant with effective compliance training. Thank you.